Good morning, Falcons. This is Mrs. Novak, and I am actually going to ask you to ditch the very first 2 pages of the math packet, and we're going to focus on the way we learned how to divide in class. So you'll see up here we have 288 divided by 14. That looks like this over here. 288 goes inside the division, and then the 14 goes on the outside. That's called the divisor. Now, of course, we may not necessarily know our 14s, so I need you to come over and make a T-chart. 1 times 14 is 14. 2 times 14 is 28. 3 times 14 is 52. You would go all the way down until you get 9 times 14. So let's just go ahead and get started here. Let's look. Let's look at our very first number. Can 14 go into that number too? No, there's not enough. So we're going to put a 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. We're going to bring down, oh, I'm sorry. 1 minute. Oops. I'm sorry for that. We're going to bring down the 8. So we have 28. We're going to go over here to our T-chart. You'll see 1 times 14, 2 times 28. So 14 goes into 28 2 times. It leaves us with a 0. We're going to bring down the 8. We're not going to practice adding zeros until we get no remainder. So if we have an 8 here, we know that not even 1 goes into 8. So it would be, we would put a 0 there, put a 0 here, 8, and our remainder would be 8. Now, remember I also taught you the box method. So we're going to go over that real quick. Remember, it's got to be much bigger, and we've got to separate the number out and put our boxes so that you're working with each number. Does 14 go into 2 at all? No. So remember, when we do that, we've got to bring the 2 over here. So now, does 14 go into 28? We said yes, it goes 2 times. Bring the 0 over here. Does 14 go into 8? No. And there's that remainder, 8. Okay, so when we go to our very first practice page, which is going to be page 72, let me take you over here. Here's page 72. Notice that I crossed out how to use the whole compatible numbers. You're not going to do that today. So all you're going to do is you are going to solve only. You're going to need extra paper. You need to take a picture of how you got your answer. So you'll notice on number 1, right here, it's 1,578 divided by 42. Okay, there's my 42 T-chart. Does 42 go into 1? No. So you drop the 0, subtract, there's the 1, you bring down your 5 to make it 15. Does 42 go into 15? Absolutely not. So you've got to put another 0, 15 minus 0, then you bring down the 7. Now you have 157. So you go over here to your T-chart. Where do we get close to 157? 3 is 126, 4 is 168. 168 is too far, so it's 3. Then you subtract it out, you get 318. So you're going to have to go back over to the T-chart, and you should be all the way to 9. And you'll notice that 7 gets us to 294. 8 would get us 1 past, and we wouldn't be able to use it. So 318 minus 294 leaves us with 24, which is our remainder. You're going to do that for questions 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Reach out if you need help. We can video chat.